unlawful incursion in international waters. There were three communications. The first is when the speedboats arrived. The second is when the quadcopters, drones that can kill, arrived, two of them. And then the third one was when the boat was re-surrounded, intercepted, and boarded by Israeli soldiers. But the point is that this boat should have not been intercepted in international waters. I was on the phone with the captain around 11 p.m. UK time. I heard the alarm and there was quite a moment of panic on the boat because the boat had been surrounded by about 5 speedboats. And then I received another phone call. There was much more anxiety. I could hear in the voice of the captain and the others because the boat was surrounded by drones. 2 drones had been seen. I asked them to identify what kind of drones, if they had the capacity. And in a few minutes, they told me they had seen quadcopters, drones that can shoot. So they took cover and the boat was meanwhile being sprayed with a white substance. This was the end of the second phone call, and around 12:30 a.m. UK time, I received another phone call that they had been intercepted. So the soldiers were coming in, and I could hear the voice of the soldiers on the boat that the captain was still speaking, saying, until we were boarded and no one was wounded. And then the communication was cut. Israel has absolutely no authority to intercept and stop a boat like this, which carried humanitarian aid and most than everything else, humanity to the people of Gaza. You know, there should be state navies breaking the siege instead of a boat of volunteers risking their life. But this is what we are left. The humanity of these volunteers. And now, because the boat has a UK flag, it's absolutely urgent that the UK intervenes for the release of the boat and the crew so they can continue their sailing to Gaza unfettered. With Israel, you never know how it can end and how it can play out. Probably what it will be done was to take the boat to Ashdod and say, yes, we will deliver the aid, and probably it will even come. But again, the important thing is that from an international law point of view, Israel has absolutely no authority to stop the flotilla. So it must let it go. It cannot withhold it. What really matters is that these people reach Gaza because we need to break the siege. I insist, the siege is unlawful, and it's unlawful for all member states who have, among others, the obligation to prevent genocide. What is Italy doing to prevent genocide? What is Australia doing to prevent genocide? I can tell you, pretty much nothing. Why do I say that? Because over 600 days of genocide, and there is a wall-to-wall consensus that is mounting among genocide scholars. It's not just me 1.5 years ago denouncing genocide with other UN independent experts. Of course Israel refutes. Does it matter? There is an obligation to prevent genocide, and we cannot wait an international tribunal, and we cannot wait for the genocide to be completed before intervening. As of January 2024, your state, like my state and all others, are obliged to prevent genocide. So the question is, why are you still mentioning what Israel says instead of mentioning the International Court of Justice? And while it will take time to investigate responsibilities of member states who have not taken all measures necessary to stop the genocide, the question is why this boat is so dangerous. It's precisely because of the precedent. But in my view, considering the momentum and considering the disgust of the people for what Israel is doing with the connivance or complicity of most Western governments in the global minority and some in the global majority, I just hope that more flotilla will sail toward Gaza and will break the siege.